There's a story circulating. There's this guy, and he's out on his boat. He goes out on his own, out on the ocean, testing out his brand new sailboat. He's real excited about it. What he doesn't realize is there's a storm coming. The storm comes, it capsizes the boat. The boat flips over. He doesn't show back up at the dock where he's supposed to show up. The family starts to get worried. They start to send out rescuers. Well, this goes from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days to 4 days to 5 days till finally weeks pass. All rescue efforts are suspended because nobody could conceive that he lived. It's not possible. The storm, the elements, the fact that the boat can't be found, it's impossible for him to be alive. But there's a group of people back in his hometown, and they're praying. They're believers, and they believe that there's a God who can do things that nobody else can do. And so they're praying. What's interesting is that for about 30 days later, his boat is discovered, and he's discovered right there with it. He's sitting on top of the hull of his capsized ship, where what used to be the bottom is now the top. He's sitting on top of it. He's drifted out to the shipping lanes, and one of the these large cargo ships have discovered him, and they've picked him up, and he has a story to tell. Here's the story. He said for every day that he was out there, he said that he would be out there, and he started praying himself. He said some weary fish would come alongside the boat where he was out in the open ocean, and he could catch it with his hands. He would later tell us that he could clean the fish with his fingers, and he would eat the fish's flesh while he was on the boat. The meat and the water from the fish's flesh kept him alive. Ever so often, a fish would swim by. He could catch it with his hands and he could eat it. Miracle. And he lived to tell about it. There's a woman. She has a medical issue. It is horrible, an issue that she cannot get rid of. Doctors exhaust all avenues to try to cure her. There's nothing left. They said, you're just going to have to live with it. But she runs into a family member who said, why don't you come to a service? We're going to be praying for people who are sick. She goes to the service. A group of people surround her. They put their hands on her and they pray for her. And the issue goes away in a moment. She had been sick for 30 years up to that moment. Are these miracles? Are they just some fairy tale? Are they some accidental moment where Mother Nature has intervened? What is miracle? What is miraculous? What are miracles? Do they really happen? We're going to look together and we're going to discover the miracles of God. Jesus said the miracles that He did confirmed who He was. That means that God, throughout time, whether it be New Testament or Old Testament times, He proves who He is through the miracles that He performs. Signs and wonders is what they're called in Scripture. Are they real or are they not? We're going to begin this very weekend with the greatest of all miracles, the miracle of the resurrection. C.S. Lewis said the resurrection is the hinge pin of the door to Christianity. You remove that hinge pin and you no longer have Christianity. We no longer have a leg to stand on. The Apostle Paul said himself, he said, if the Lord is not raised, we are above all men most miserable. Are miracles real? Are they some fantasy that have been made up? Let's discover together, because if, in fact, these miracles are real, the miracles in Scripture, if they're real, if the miracles around us, if they are real, then God is showing Himself so that we might know Him. Come and discover with us the amazing truth as we examine in a brand new message series, Miracles Among Us.